All right, and I'm back. So, IGN recently released its list of the best anime of 2021. It gave out its nominees, and it gave us a winner. So, let's break it down. Let's see if we agree or not. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
Actually, I'm going to try to be fair here because there's a lot of things here on this list that I haven't seen. So I'm just gonna give you IGN's opinion here, and we'll use this as a list of, you know what, the things that we must watch that came out of 2021. And after we go through it, after we watch the whole thing, then maybe I'll see if I agree with the list or not. But for those of you, you know, like if you're in a similar position than I am, they're like, oh man, I haven't watched everything, and there's so many things from years before that I had to watch. You could use this list as a guide. It could be the anime that you should watch that came out in 2021 according to IGN. So, actually, before we get into all that stuff, let me just give you a quick reminder. If there are any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Super Dario World on YouTube and on Twitch. Actually, my streaming schedule is probably going to change. Usually, I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 10 a.m. ish. But I think that's going to change. Right now, it looks like next week I will be starting a new venture. And so that's going to massively change my schedule. So I don't know if I'm going to have to switch to only pre-recorded stuff, or if I'm just going to have to stream, I don't know, in the afternoons. I don't know how I'm going to work it out. But as of right now, it looks like I'm going to be busy in the morning. So I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted. At least for the moment, for this week, things will stay the same. Hopefully, shouldn't change. The only thing different is that Eric is not with me here today, so because he sucks and he's in Mexico. Anyway, so there you go. You can find me there on the chat, or you can message me privately on Instagram at Super Dario World at Dario SDW on Instagram. Like, follow, subscribe. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it. But let's get into this list. And so let's get into, again, this is IGN's the best anime of 2021. They have their nominees and they have a winner. They've already announced the winner. And just to clarify, this is according to IGN. For IGN's best anime series awards, the anime must have completed airing their season or core parts in the US in 2021 in order to be eligible. Okay? Keep that in mind. So it had to be aired in the US in 2021 in order for it to even be considered. So it's kind of an important deal there and an important qualifier. So let's begin with the first of their nominees, 86. So again, I'm just going to tell you what IGN says here. At first glance, 86 feels like an echo of the recent Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, which, by the way, Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, oh my god, it might have been the most recommended anime for me in 2021. Like, I can't tell you how many random people recommended that anime for me. And actually, I have it right there. I bought the Blu-ray. I still haven't watched it because, again, I have a bunch of other stuff that I need to catch up on. But that was, at least for me, the one that everybody recommended. It's not new. I believe it's on Netflix if you want to check it out. But anyway, so just a note on that. So anyway, at first glance, 86 feels like an echo of the recent Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, with the framing on child soldiers in war. What makes 86 stand out, though, is its focus on the intersection of classism, racism, and the morality of murder in a time of war. The battles themselves are surprisingly tactical, with massive fights between scorpion-like mech instead of your usual humanoid robot forms common in the genre. However, it's the conversations and slice of life between the battles where 86 truly shines. So, okay, that's the review according to IGN. I guess it's focused on the intersection of classism, racism, and morality of murder in a time of war. Is it going to be kind of like The Patriot? Because The Patriot does have a lot to do with. I've seen a lot of war movies where it's like, yeah, I mean, you were racist when you go in, but at the end of it, you know, they end up saving you. It's like, hey, we're brothers in arms. So could it be that? What are they talking about? I don't know. It's weird, but anyway, there you go. That's 86. That's their first of the nominees. Second nominee, we have Attack on Titan, the final season. Now, for those of you who never watched Attack on Titan, how can I explain it? Basically is because I don't see them here giving a breakdown. And by the way, this is probably going to be a spoiler if you never watched the show, because again, this is the final season. But Attack on Titan basically is, imagine humanity lives behind massive walls, 3 rings of massive walls, because they are being besieged by giant humanoid creatures known as Titans. So imagine in a Titan is basically, imagine a giant zombie, but if you hurt them, they regenerate. So the only way you can actually kill one of these Titans is if you cut a particular nerve or the nape of their neck. You need to cut them. So in order to cut them, they need to first off be able to get there. So they have like these, imagine like Spider-Man like hooks that are attached to their hips, and they can just fly around with those. And they have 2 blades in their hands. It's a really cool show. I've really enjoyed all the seasons. I haven't finished it. Actually, if you check it out right now, I'm actually wearing a Scouts hoodie. I haven't seen the final season. The final season begins with a giant time leap, and it was after a massive reveal. And so I have not watched it because I want to watch the whole thing in one sitting. I'm one of those weirdos. I'd rather just watch it all at once. And so I'm waiting for the Blu-ray to be released. I think part 2 should be out pretty soon. So once that comes out, I'll sit it all. I'll watch it all in one sitting. Anyway, here's what IGN has to say about Attack on Titan final season. Attack on Titan begins the first half of its final season with a time skip, big revelations about the past, and a deep dive into the world beyond the borders of Paradise Island. As always, there are massive battles, tragic deaths, and interesting new characters introduced. The cliffhanger ending of this half of the final season will leave you itching for answers as the series approaches its finale. So, from what we understand, they're only judging the first half. So from what I got there, they're only judging the first half. They haven't judged. It's not part 1 and 2. It's only part 1. So there you go. The next of the nominees of the best anime of 2021, according to IGN, is Horimiya. So Horimiya is, here you go. Horimiya is a very special kind of anime where you find yourself smiling through half the episode, even though nothing funny is actually happening. Oh, so it's gonna be one of those cute ones. It's just that dang wholesome. It's a high school romance slice of life that manages to subvert all the usual tropes that typically come with that territory. At its core, it's a show about people being more than their appearance may suggest, which is certainly not uncharted territory in the world of anime. But the way it's handled in Horimiya feels very grounded in reality and relatable in a way many other similar anime aren't. Horimiya is not one to shy away from a big anime-esque overreactions and misunderstandings for its comedic moments, but it also counterbalances that with some truly heartwarming and subdued moments that don't always have happy endings, but leave you hopeful for characters involved nonetheless. So there you go. It's kind of like as they said, it's a slice of life. Let me see if I can find the a quick summary here for the show. All right. For Horimiya, this is according to IMDb, 2 very different people, an academically successful schoolgirl and a quiet loser schoolboy meet and develop a friendship. So there you go. That's what Horimiya is about. Apparently, it's one of those cute animes. Fine, whatever, doesn't matter. Next on IGN's best anime of 2021, we have Jujutsu Kaisen. So the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen feels like a beginning of something special. Well, actually, let me find the summary here. So, IMDb. Probably should have had that ready before. Okay, so here you go. A boy swallows a this is the summary of the show. So you get a kind of like an idea of what the show's about. A boy swallows a cursed talisman, the finger of a demon, and becomes cursed himself. He enters a shaman school to be able to locate the demon's other body parts and thus exorcise himself. So that's what the show's about. This is what IGN has to say. The first season of Jujutsu Kaisen feels like the beginning of something special. Much like the first season of Attack on Titan felt way back in 2013, or more recently, the first season of Demon Slayer just 2 years ago. Like those other 2 anime, Jujutsu Kaisen feels like it's part of this new breed of shonen action anime with extraordinary animation, incredible fight choreography, and bar racing art that truly brings the fullest potential out of its source material. It of course helps. It of course helps too that the source material itself is fantastic. Jujutsu Kaisen is full of immediately endearing characters, exciting action, and genuinely heart-wrenching moments of drama. Plus, it's got Lost in Paradise as the first ending song, which is hands down the best anime ending of 2021. So there you go, Jujutsu Kaisen. Again, this is considered to be one of the one of the new big titles. It's between this one and Demon Slayer. Which one is the most popular new anime? Doesn't mean that it's good, doesn't mean that it's bad, it's just the most popular. So there you go, if you're considering that. Next, we have Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. So, in a time, well, I guess I could just, let me do the I'm just gonna do that. Incarnation, IMDb. Alright, summary. A 34-year-old Japanese NEET is run over by a speeding truck and dies. Before he knows it, he is reborn as Rudius Greyrat and begins a new life full of adventure. Okay, so it's one of those animes where you wake up in another world, I'm assuming. So, here you go. In a time where every type of isekai is being developed, isekai is one of those, is a term that means, you know, basically what I just explained, you go to another world, basically. Where every type of isekai is being developed, Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, takes a joyful and wholehearted approach to the genre. The series follows a 34-year-old underachiever who dies after being run over by a bus, only to start a new life in a new world as an infant. Rudy is reborn with the baggage of his former existence, which has caused extensive trauma and depression, that of being an underachiever, an outcast, unloved, and bullied. Rudy will learn to seize every opportunity this new adventure has to offer, befriending countless new friends while finally having the courage to do what he always dreamed of. So this is interesting. It's basically kind of like the fantasy of every person. You ever wished, you could just go back to when you were, I don't know, like 10, 11, 12, with all the knowledge that you have now and be like, man, I would be slaying it. I would be just slaying it. It would probably not work out that way, but it's kind of, I'm guessing this is why this anime is popular, because you get to live out that fantasy in a way, or the characters living out that fantasy. So I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, I'm gonna watch all of these and then I'm gonna rank them. So next we have Odd Taxi. In an age of anime with titles like Banished from the Hero's Party, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. Again, this is probably one of those isekai ones. Actually, let me give you a quick summary here. All right, Odd Taxi. Nope, wrong one. IMDb. Here we go. In a city which should be familiar, there's the feeling of something a little different. Well, that didn't tell us anything, did it? It basically looks like instead of humans, it's animals. I think. So anyway, in an age of anime with titles like Banished from the Hero's Party, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. It's nice to have shows like Odd Taxi that convey what it's about in just a single word. It's not the only thing refreshing about Odd Taxi, though, as this is a fascinating mystery drama with incredible writing, deeply developed and memorable characters, and a unique art style that stands out not just because of its anthropomorphic world, but because there's literally nothing that looks quite like it. Much like Durarara, Odd Taxi is not the tale of a single character, but rather of a whole city, with an intricately woven plot that expertly ties together seemingly unrelated story threads and culminates in one of the most exciting finales we've seen in an anime this year. So there you go. Sounds very interesting. Honestly, they sell it really well. So it's definitely, it's moving up on the list. So next, we have the case study of Vanitas, an anime. Okay, case study of Vanitas, IMDb. So let's see the summary first. According to IMDb, a human wields a magic book that can cure vampires of their bloodlust and sets out to find vampires to cure with the book. So there you go. That's what it's about. A vampire healer, not hunter, healer. So there you go. An anime about vampires is familiar territory, but add in some great characters, beautiful visuals, and an intriguing mystery, and you have an unstanding series like The Case Study of Vanitas. The series follows Noah, or Noé? I think it says Noé, a vampire in search of a mythical book of Vanitas that could bring death to the entire vampire race. Noah soon meets a human named Vanitas who appears to have the book, but he instead uses it for good rather than annihilation. The two hilariously join forces in a kind of buddy cop relationship to solve a mystery that plagues vampires. Vanitas is by far one of the most interesting protagonists this year, carrying every scene that he's part of between the character storytelling and the amazing work with the Bone Studio. This is a series to keep an eye on. So, there you go. Seems pretty interesting. Again, they're selling this pretty well. I'm enjoying this. Next, on the best anime of 2021 according to IGN, the nominees, we have To Your Eternity. Actually, I watched this one. I think it's on HBO Max, and I can basically tell you what it's about. A god created a sphere, and the sphere basically has the ability, with the intention of understanding existence and life, and anything it touches, it could turn into. But it doesn't. It starts off like a blank sphere. So it comes into contact with a rock, it's able to turn to a rock, snow, then a dog, then a human. And so as it's moving along, it's starting to understand life, although it's not technically alive, so it can't technically be killed by normal ways. It's very interesting. It's slow. It starts off slow, but the show does not pull any punches. Like it's very tragic. It's a tough watch if you're like a soft-hearted. So I recommend it. I've watched what I've watched so far. I've really enjoyed it. Anyway, here's what IGN has to say of To Your Eternity. To Your Eternity, in stark contrast to many other nominations for Best Anime of 2021, it's not an easy watch. Oh, there you go. It's really what I just said. It's not an easy watch. Tragedy is abound throughout the handful of story arcs that make up the story To Your Eternity's first season, but every emotional gut punch feels earned. It's a story about an immortal creature who eventually gains the name of Fushi, that's born into this world for an unknown reason and finds its humanity by bearing witness to life at its best and at its worst. Those who make an impact on Fushi's life literally become part of him once they pass on, as he gains the ability to take on the appearance and special abilities. All of this amounts to a story structure that allows us to be introduced to a wide variety of interesting characters and cultures with the nagging, uneasy feeling that disaster could be waiting around every corner. To Your Eternity is a powerful anime that will make you feel something in just about every episode, which is a rare quality for any anime to have. I 100% agree with that. Like I said, it's not an easy watch. It does not pull any punches. It's a tragic show. It's got beauty in it. It's got beautiful moments, but it's very tragic. It's very real in many ways. It's got its feet on the ground in the way that, let's say, life is handled. I've really enjoyed it, so I like that it's here on this list. Next, we have on the IGN's Best Anime of 2021 nominees, we got Vivi, Fluorite Ice Song. Vivi, I guess I should have had this ready. Damn it. Unprofessional. Super unprofessional. I'm very sorry, guys. Anyway, summary here. The female-looking and first autonomous AI named Diva is created for one mission to make everyone happy they should have used a comma here, to make everyone happy by singing. Shortly, Diva is confronted by an unknown quote-unquote program from the future with the objective to make Diva join him and destroy AIs. I gotta tell you, I'm not loving the premise immediately. Like, off the top of my head, I don't like it because it deals with two things that I don't like. AI and time travel. I immediately don't like it. But let's see. Let's see what IGN has to say. It has a good IMDb rating. It's 8.3 out of 10. And to me, if it has at least a 7 in IMDb, it means it's good. So here we go. Vivi, Fluorite Ice Song, takes a familiar sci-fi trope, time travel, fucking time travel, and executes an engaging story with some of the most stunning animation this year. The series follows Vivi, an AI amusement park singer whose path quickly changes as a futuristic AI warns of a devastating war that will take place in 100 years. The series has huge Terminator vibes, but Vivi's primary goal of making people happy through singing adds a beautiful layer of storytelling as she tries to avert catastrophe. To top it off, Vivi, Fluorite Ice Song showcases some of the best animated fight choreography in a while. Wit Studios pulls off these different elements well, making this anime a definite standout. So there you go. That's Vivi. Yeah, it sounds interesting. And so far, I mean, if this is the best fight choreography in a while, we've had some pretty good fight choreographies in our time, like in the past few years. So for them to give him that title is pretty interesting. Finally, the last of the nominees of IGN's Best Anime of 2021, we have Wonder Egg Priority. So let's do the same thing. Wonder Egg IMDb. And here's the summary of the show. While on a midnight stroll, a girl named Ai picks up an egg. A voice coaxes her. If you want to change the future, you only need to choose now. Now believe in yourself and break the egg. What awaits Ai after the breaking of the egg? So, interesting. This one is not as high rated as the other one. This one is 7.8 in IMDb, but let's see what's up. The psychological fantasy drama Wonder Egg Priority takes the daunting task of addressing traumatic experiences and suicide. Whoa! I did not see that one coming. Considering the subject matter, the series does commendable job of telling the stories of a group of young protagonists' trials and tribulations. It's important to connect the emotionally driven characters, and Wonder Egg Priority achieves that with the support of beautiful visuals and animation, making the series a very memorable experience this year. So this one sounds it sounds pretty interesting, like it kind of fucked up, and I love it. Like, can breaking one egg save somebody from committing suicide? That's or yourself? That's an interesting question. That had to be one hell of an egg. So, okay, so there you go. Those were the nominees, and they give us the winner. So, I'll give you a few seconds to think. Like, which one out of the ones that I told you right now, which one do you think sounds like the sexiest? You're like, man, that one definitely has to be number one, right? That one has to be number one. So, I'll go through them again so you can think. 86, this one is like the Gundam one. Attack on Titan final season, which is only part 1. Horimiya, which is the cute dating one, I assume. Jujutsu Kaisen, which is the competitor to Demon Slayer, I guess, for the shonen anime. Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, which is the guy who dies in our world and wakes up as a kid in another world. Odd Taxi, the one where all the stories interconnect in anthropomorphic animal world. The case study of Vanitas, the vampire healer guy. To Your Eternity, the very tragic story of an immortal being that can transform into other stuff, and it's discovering basically the meaning of existence. Vivi, Fluorite song, the AI that's meant to sing, but an AI from the future warns her of impending doom. And finally, Wonder Egg Priority, a girl who's told that if she breaks an egg, she'll be able to change the future, and it deals with suicide and all that stuff. So there you go. Which one sounds sexiest? Like I said, I've only really watched one of these. They all sound very interesting. I'm gonna watch all of them, and eventually I will re-rank these. I will rank these. So far, the must-watch for me, obviously, it's going to be Attack on Titan, because I am a fan. As you can see, again, I got my hoodie on, my Scout hoodie on. So that one is a must-watch for me. Jujutsu Kaisen, I've heard a lot of really good things, so I'm definitely going to watch that. And I think it's on HBO Max now, so I can watch it there. Out of the other ones, okay. By the way, I still haven't seen which is the winner. Wonder Egg Priority sounds interesting. Fluorite song, they sell it really well. The one about the AI, it just deals with time travel, which I kind of hate, but they sell it really well. The one about the vampire seems fun. Odd Taxi seems, honestly, they sold Odd Taxi really well. How the intricately woven plot that expertly ties together seemingly unrelated stories, I'm a big fan of that. And it seems like that's definitely the most different one. The one about the Jobless Reincarnation, not really interested in. Horimiya, it sounds like it could be a fun show to watch. You know, it's like I just watched something really heavy. I need something light, so I'll probably watch it after something really heavy. Maybe after the one with the egg. All right, so to me, the one that seems like really must watch, taking away Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen that I already decided that I'm gonna watch, is probably the Odd Taxi one, because they sold it really well. You could tell that whoever watched this loved it, and it's just interesting because, again, it looks very different. Like, I can show it to you. And let's see the where are you stupid Odd Taxi? There you go, that one. I like anthropomorphic stuff. Let's see. All right, so let's see. And the winner is for the 2021, according to IGN, our winner for the best anime 2021 is Odd Taxi. So yes. Again, you could tell the person who wrote this immediately. You could tell it was its favorite. or their favorite. Michael said, well, it was his favorite, Michael Saltzman, because he sold it extremely well. So out of the way, you obviously they're all good. And let me just see the IMDb real quick for this one, because let's see, Odd Taxi. It's an 8.6. 8.6 is really good. Again, for IMDb. The summary here in IMDb is not that good. In a city which should be familiar, there's a feeling of something a little different. It's not a great way to sell something because it's extremely vague. But here, I'll read it for you again in case you were wondering. In an age of anime with titles like Banished from the Hero's Party, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. It's nice to have a show like Odd Taxi that conveys what it's about in just a single word. It's not the only thing refreshing about Odd Taxi though, as this is a fascinating mystery drama with incredible writing, deeply developed and memorable characters, and unique art style that stands out not just because of its anthropomorphic world, but because there's literally nothing that looks quite like it. Much like Durarara, Odd Taxi is not the tale of a single character, but rather of a whole city with an intricately woven plot that expertly ties together seemingly unrelated story threads and culminates with one of the most exciting finales we've seen in anime this year. So, I mean, you could tell that which way this was going just from reading it. That right there was written with love. So it got me excited. I could actually feel it. So that one is according to, why is nothing showing here? God freaking damn it. Have I just been talking the whole time and nothing's been shown? This is extremely annoying. Stupid, but let me see if I can fix that here. All right, there you go. This is damn it. I couldn't see it. Damn, this is why you shouldn't read things. You know what? I'm just gonna go through it again. So for those of you who are watching the video, you can just see it, I guess. All right, so let's go through the thing really quickly, just so that you know you can put an image to whatever it is the fuck that I'm talking about. So you got 86, which is again imagine basically Gundam, but it was scorpions instead of giant humanoid robots. Attack on Titan, the final season. Horimiya, which is a meet cute, it's like a cute high school anime of two unlikely friends. Jujutsu Kaisen, which is a shonen anime about a dude who eats a demon's finger and becomes cursed. Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, which is about a dude, a 34-year-old loser who dies in our world and wakes up in another world as a child. Odd Taxi, which I just broke down, basically the interconnected stories in an anthropomorphic world. The case study of Vanitas, which is a dude who has a book that can heal vampires. To Your Eternity, a sphere that can basically learn things and is learning about humanity and transform into the things that it touches. Vivi, Fluorite Ice Song, an AI that's supposed to make people happy, but AI from the future tells it of an impending war 100 years in the future. And One Direct Priority, a girl basically finds an egg and is told that if she breaks that egg, they will be able to destroy the world. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. They'll be able to change the future. Take those. Yeah, Sinville. That sucked. That was terrible. That was really bad. I can't believe that I couldn't see it. I need to. This is what happens when you don't. I wanted to have bigger letters, and so I ended up screwing it up. Next time, tell me a little bit sooner, because that was bad. Whatever, doesn't matter. I guess I could edit it in afterwards. I don't know. Is it even worth it? Is it even worth it? Is it even worth it? I don't know. I'm annoyed now. This was stupid. This was bad. I didn't even do the Otako Tuesday open. You know what? I'm just gonna do it right now, just because I'm pissed. There you go.
Nani? Otako Tuesday.
There you go. See, I forgot to do everything today. It's not a good week. It's not a good week. You know, it was today. Eric is not here. Damn it. I had to do the thing. I forgot the open. I forgot to put the images up. This is just really annoying. It's really, again, I was saying it was unprofessional of me not to have the summaries ready. This is worse. This is way worse. Sinville just woke up. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's a good place to stop. That's definitely I need to stop now. Clearly. As always, comments, questions, suggestions. You can find me on this week only. On YouTube and on Twitch at Super Dario World at 10 a.m. ish, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Next week, like I said, I'm probably gonna switch that up because as of this moment, it looks like I will be busy next week in the morning. So it's not 100% set in stone yet, but it's looking very likely. So my schedule's gonna change. Once I know how it's gonna look like, I'll let you guys know so you can join me. What else? Yeah, if you want to send me something privately, you can do that on Instagram at SuperDarWorld or at DarioSTW. Like, subscribe, follow. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it. Also, before I forget that I also need to mention this, I will be doing, every year I do the rankings of the best movie. Well, I do the most anticipated movies of 2021. I was just asked about this. I will be going through those. I just need to find them. I don't know what will happen. I'm probably gonna have to go and listen. I probably have the file in the computer that I left at the station when I quit. So I'm gonna have to try to find that file. If not, I'm gonna have to try to find the audio of the day that it happened. So I'm gonna have to listen to it, and so I'll re-rank. I'll see which ones I got right, which ones I got wrong, and then I will give you my new list for 2022, the most anticipated movies for 2022. So at some point, probably next week, once we're in the new year, I'll break down my previous list of the most anticipated movies of 2021, see where I got it wrong, see where I got it wrong, what I got right, what I got wrong, and then I'll give you my list for 2022. So there you go. That took me a minute. Again, my brain's not here. If you have your phone, watch your stream through there next time, see if you have any technical difficulties or if the stream is laggy. It helps me out a lot. I'll probably have to do that, Sinville. Yeah. Yes. I don't like doing it because I already have too many screens on here. But yeah, I think that's probably gonna have to be what I'm gonna have to do. Anyway, as always, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again next time.